All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the Ohio Association for College Admission Counseling Transfer Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to start with a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. As attendees, you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type questions to our presenters at any time, and I do recommend using that throughout the 45 minutes that we'll be here tonight. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. Again, so the Q&A is the only way for you to get your questions asked and answered. This is just one of the many different sessions happening. So feel free, Ohio does have a couple more events, not transfer specific, but they do have a couple more. And this presentation is being recorded and will be made available within about a week at strivescan.com/Ohio, the same website that you signed up. So without any further ado, I'm gonna hand it over to our first presenter from Herzing University. Hey, Mary, I think you're just on mute still.
Hi, how are you doing today? So I am with Herzing University. I've been an admissions advisor with Herzing for going on 15 years this August. And Herzing's great. It's a smaller university. Right now, class sizes are especially small with the classes that are held at the campus.
Hey, Mary, just wanted to let you know it's not on full screen. I don't know if you mind.
Oh, okay. There we go. Is that better?
Yep, there it is.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
So this way you can kind of get all of my contact information as well. But I help new and transferring students. So able to take a look at any prior college credits to apply toward any of our programs that we have. With Herzing, we have been around for quite some time, since 1965. We are accredited by the Higher Learning Commission, and we're a private nonprofit university. Another highlight or great thing about Herzing is we've actually been voted best online programs for 9 years in a row now by U.S. News and World Report. So a lot of wonderful access and technology that we can use to kind of connect and make sure that we can, support you with that. This is our Herzing Circle, and this is really what we try to provide to ensure your success in your program. The supported piece is huge, especially for any of our students that need a little extra help. We do have online tutoring options, in-person tutoring options, and just a lot of support for our students. Another big piece for our students is the guided piece that you're seeing there. We do have a pathway program for all of our programs that can help you take those steps to get all the way up to a master's or even postmaster's certificate in all of the different areas, whether it's allied health, here's the business pathway, criminal justice pathways, technology programs, and then also the legal studies area. And our specialty is our nursing pathway. So we can meet a student wherever you're at. You don't have to start with LPN. You can jump in with the associate RN, BSN, and carry that throughout all the way up to a nurse practitioner. So a lot of great opportunities there. We also have a great, robust career development department, 24/7 online toolkit to help with building your resume, getting that cover letter and thank you letter ready, and just all of the things that come with preparing you for that new career. So definitely a lot of help there in that area as well. And this really shows too just kind of how they start with working with our students from day one and work with all of the students throughout the process, all the way into post grad, and it never expires. You can take advantage of career development, for indefinitely, as long as you want. So you can always come back for that help. As far as tuition and financial aid, we do have a really great tool on our website. It's called the Tuition Wizard tool. That is especially wonderful for the transfer credit students, because you can go in and you can actually type in the amount of credits you have transferring in, and it will give you an accurate cost estimate. So that's a really great tool. That is on just herzing.edu under the tuition and financial aid tab. tab. Under that tab, you'll also find some additional information about some in-house scholarships that Herzing offers. Quite a few different things when it comes to various scholarships, and then of course the grants and loans that we would take a look at with the FAFSA. So um, also with financial aid, we are able to meet individually right now remotely, but we're able to screen share and really kind of go over all of the information to find a financial aid package that works for you. Again, my name is Mary Lyle, and I have been with Herzing University for going on now. It will be 15 years, like I said, in the fall. So here is my contact information. Please feel free to reach out. You can get a hold of me by phone, which is there on the screen, or via email. If you have unofficial transcripts that you'd like to send over and have evaluated, we will do that free of charge, and really take a look at what you have coming in and what you have left to complete the program. You can always send those transcripts straight to my email. Again, Mary Lyle with Herzing University. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Mary. So next on our schedule was Washington and Jefferson College. They're not here at the moment, so we're going to skip over them for now. And next we will hear from Earlham College.
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for coming tonight. I'm Susan Hillman de Castañeda, and I'm from Earlham College, and it's really great to be here with you. Let me get this going. So Earlham College, we are an education for good. We're located in Richmond, Indiana, so just right across the border from Dayton, Ohio. It's about 45 minutes from Dayton. Easy to get to. We're right off the interstate. We have about 800 students at Earlham, and we're really excited about them. They come from over 45 states and from over 50 countries. About 20% of our students are international, and another 22% of our students are domestic, multicultural students. So even though we're in the Midwest, it's a very diverse student body. We are affiliated with the Quaker Church. You do not have to be a Quaker to come to Earlham. About 8% of our students are Quaker students, and we're open to students from all religions. So we'd love to have you come. But our Quaker values and principles are simplicity, respect for persons, integrity, commitment to peace and justice, and community. Again, I already mentioned our international students, but we do have also a number of faculty who are international, and then opportunities for you, even as transfer students, to spend a semester in many parts around the world. And we do have guaranteed funding for an internship that you can do anywhere. $5,000 will take you. So again, even though you're in Richmond, Indiana, you still have access to the whole world. We have very rigorous academics. We'll look at the programs on the next slide, but you're also supported in equal measure. You will have an academic advisor who will be helpful to you as you're getting the classes that you need to complete your degree. And we work really hard to make it possible so that in total, you're only spending 4 years in your undergraduate. We are one of the colleges that change lives. Only 40 schools are included in that book. So we're very proud of that. We've been in every edition of the book. You can see here our majors and minors. Our largest programs are in the sciences, biology, computer science. And then we also have a global management and psychology, our biggest programs. Our other programs are also very strong, just not everything can be the biggest. So you have a wide variety from which to choose. And again, you can double major, you can major or minor, you can just major. You will have to work with your advisor since you will be transferring in some credits. Our classes, especially if you're transferring in, you'll be transferring into upper level classes, and the average class size will be about 13 students. The student to faculty ratio is about 9:1, and that just means you'll have a lot of access to your professors. The really important part at Earlham is that our students create very long-lasting relationships with their professors. They become mentors and friends, help them as they're applying to graduate school or looking for that first job right out of college. And we are very proud that the Princeton Review has recognized Earlham as having one of the best classroom experiences. I mentioned the internship opportunity, and even as a transfer student, you would have access to this. We provide up to $5,000 for every student to have a funded internship or research opportunity. This allows you to put into practice what you're learning in the classroom and then come back to campus for the next year and continue to grow what you've already been learning in the classroom, then in your internship, and then back on campus. It's amazing. In 2019, we had students in 22 states and in 18 countries around the world. The student life is very vigorous since it is a residential campus. We have over 60 clubs and organizations. There's a lot of opportunities, either social groups, cultural, religious, athletic, political clubs. And if there's something you really, really want to have happen and we don't have it, you can create it. We're Division III athletics, 17 teams. So you can try out for one of our teams. We also have a lot of intramural sports and recreational sports as well. A very well endowed athletic and wellness center for you to take advantage of. We are residential. We have 8 residence halls, theme houses along the edge of campus, and also apartments in the back of campus for our older students. The admissions process is very similar. You can use a common application transfer app. We do ask for an essay and explanation about why you'd like to transfer. If you've been out of school less than 2 years, high school, we do need your high school transcript. We are test score optional. And then we need your college transcripts and your transfer college report and an academic recommendation. We have merit scholarships that range from $20,000 to $30,000 and a need-based grant based on your FAFSA information. Here's my contact information. I am the person who works with transfer students and love to help you out. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. And next we will hear from Xavier University.
All right, hello. Thank you all so much for being here today. My name is Caitlin, and I am one of the admission counselors at Xavier. I actually transferred to Xavier during my time as an undergraduate student. My dad dragged me to campus when I was a senior in high school, and I had absolutely no desire of staying in Cincinnati for college because I had been here since I was 4 years old. And then I was at a different school and it just wasn't a good fit. So I looked at transferring to Xavier. And when I visited campus, I was like, this is where I want to be. And I asked if I could start the next day because I was so excited about it. So I hope that if you are thinking about transferring and then have that experience where you're able to come to campus, you will have a similar feeling when you leave. So Xavier is a Jesuit and Catholic university located in Cincinnati, Ohio. We have a little less than 5,000 undergraduate students. So your average class size is going to be right around 20 students. So that means that your professor knows your name and you know the names of the students that are sitting next to you. Xavier has a slogan, all for one, which is influenced by our Jesuit heritage. And it's something that you will see spread across campus during your time. And it really is the idea that we are better and stronger when we are all working together. We have a number of different degree options. So we have 90 different majors and then 60 different minors. So chances are you can find something that you are very, very passionate about. We do have 5 different honors programs, which our students are able to join as well, regardless of if you're transferring in for your sophomore year or your junior year. We would love to have you be part of that program and would just have you fill out that separate application. You'll take some of your classes at the accelerated level, so you'll be with people who are thinking very critically and have some really great discussions around a number of different topics. As a student, you do get free tickets to all Xavier home games. There are 18 Division I sports on campus, and I think the very best thing about being on campus is that you have that small personalized experience within the classroom, but there's 18 Division I sports on campus, which brings just a tremendous amount of talent to the university every year. So you get the camaraderie of having ESPN on campus for the games, and you also have the backdrop being the city of Cincinnati. So the city of Cincinnati is actually ranked by Smart Assets as the #1 city for recent college grads. Whether you're interested in doing something at the hospital, we have 15 hospitals within 15 miles of campus. If you're interested in education, we have a partnership with over 60 different schools in the area. And last but not least, the city of Cincinnati is home to 9 Fortune 500 companies, where students not only get internships, but then jobs after they graduate as well. We do have a 98% success rate, which means that within 6 months of graduation, our students are working full-time at a job that requires a college degree, volunteering by doing a year of service, or they are in graduate school. So we work really hard to make sure that we give you a great 4, 3, 2, however many it needs for you to transfer, and then we get you out into the world onto bigger and better things. So in terms of the transfer process, we will need you to fill out the application. It is online and it is totally free. And then we will also need an essay from you. So I like to tell our transfer students, don't stress too much about the essay. It truly can be a paper that you've recently written for an English class. It can be a few sentences on why you want to come to Xavier. We also will need your official high school transcript and your official college transcript. Once you are accepted, we will send your college transcripts to our registrar's office and they'll do a full credit evaluation for you. So you can see exactly how your different classes will transfer into Xavier. From there, we'll set you up with a transfer academic advisor where you'll be able to meet one-on-one and go over your schedule for the upcoming year. So my name is Caitlin. If you have any questions or if there is anything that I can do to support you throughout this journey, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. But thank you so much for your time this evening.
Great. Thank you so much. And next we will hear from the University of Dayton.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Julia Thompson. I'm the Associate Director of Recruitment and Admission for the University of Dayton and the primary contact at UD for those students wishing to transfer. And so I'm happy to share some information about our institution as well as the transfer process with you this evening. A little bit about the University of Dayton. We are a private Catholic Marianist university located in Dayton, Ohio, about 45 minutes north of Cincinnati in Southwest Ohio. We are an institution with a Catholic Marianist background, but we are also an institution that really welcomes everyone to our campus community. And our approach to education is such that we really educate the whole person. And so that is something that you'll experience throughout your time at the University of Dayton. We are one of the largest private institutions in the state of Ohio with just over 8,200 undergraduate students, about 11,000 total. So that puts us more in a medium-sized school category. But as you can see here on the slide, we are a school with big school resources and opportunities with that small school feel. And so really where you see that is within the classroom environment, especially. So students really have opportunities to build strong relationships with peers and faculty and staff. Our average class size is about 27 students, 14:1 student to faculty ratio now. All of our incoming transfer students work individually with academic advisors to ensure that it's a seamless transition, whether you're coming from a two-year community college or another four-year institution in Ohio. Our academic advisors are prepared to help you be successful as you join the University of Dayton community to continue your education. We have students at the University of Dayton who join us from really all over the state of Ohio, all over the United States, and also internationally as well. So at UD, you'll get a very diverse experience when it comes to living and learning among your peers. Our retention rate from the first to second year is 91%. Our success rate is about 97% for our graduates pursuing their desired career or continued education in their field of master's or doctorate level. So really proud of the experiences our students get to prepare them for success post-graduation from UD. In terms of academic programs, and I understand, working with transfer students, sometimes that decision to transfer is because there's a change in what you're planning to study, and perhaps now UD offers you that opportunity. And so we want to make sure that either what you're studying now or plan to study is kind of in line, especially when it comes to credits and transferring. I'll share how we do that here in a moment. But we have over 80 academic programs to choose from at UD. And you can see our 4 accredited divisions there. The College of Arts and Sciences is our largest academic division, home to over 50 majors in the humanities and social sciences and the natural sciences and visual and performing arts. And then we have our 3 professional schools, so students interested in business administration, teacher education, as well as the health science programs like dietetics and health science and sport and wellness will find their home in the School of Education and Health Science. And then our flagship professional school is the School of Engineering, as well as our engineering technology programs being located in that division. Of course, beyond majors, we have a plethora of minors and certificates and concentrations that really allow students to customize their educational experience and ultimately their degree from the University of Dayton. We are really encouraging of students to get involved on campus. We have a very active student body. And so beyond the classroom and the learning that environment gives our students, we have over 270 student organizations that students can participate in and be an active member of our campus community. We have a large number of intramural sports. Like some of my peers that have spoken, we are a Division I institution as well. So that excitement of going to basketball games. We love our Dayton Flyers, volleyball games, soccer games on campus. That's part of your college experience. So it's something you can definitely take advantage of at the University of Dayton. We are an extremely residential campus. And that's not to say that students who are more local or decide to live off campus can't commute, but more than 85% of our students live on campus actually all 4 years in our student neighborhood. So housing is available all 4 years at UD. And as you can see, we are recognized as a top 20 school for students who love their college. So we've got some happy students at the University of Dayton. Specifically for our transfer students, when it comes to scholarship opportunities, we do have merit aid available. And one of the great things about how we award our aid is you would automatically be considered for these scholarships if you apply and are. There's no separate application process for these, as well as our academic excellence awards, which are GPA based. And so that at the bottom of the slide here shows that range from 2,500 to 8,500 on top of the 15,000. And again, these are renewable yearly scholarships. Our transfer students at the University of Dayton have their net tuition locked in for up to 3 years, which definitely helps give you that peace of mind of knowing what your educational costs will be to complete your degree. So lots of opportunities with scholarships. Very easy to apply, Coalition app, the common application for transfer students, or the University of Dayton application. And we encourage you, if you're thinking about the fall semester, to apply by July 1st. And then visit our website for more information on our credit evaluation process to understand how your credits might transfer. I'll drop that link into the chat here in just a moment for you all. But we hope that you'll reach out, engage with us, join us for any virtual programming that we offer at the University of Dayton. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. So unfortunately, Washington and Jefferson College did not join us. So that does wrap up our presentations for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to invite all of our panelists that are here to turn their cameras back on. And I'm going to pose a couple questions just so they get the opportunity to give some advice and talk about their universities a little bit more. Each school will have about 30 seconds to reply. And I'm going to start with the first question. What advice would you give to someone going through the transfer process? I will start first with Herzing University.
Yes, I would say anyone going through the transfer process, it's always a great idea to have copies of your transcripts, even if it's an unofficial, especially with Herzing, we will do that complimentary transfer credit evaluation, even with an unofficial transcript, just to give you an idea of what's going to transfer in, what that's going to look like, how long you would have left to complete, and then of course, an accurate estimate of tuition at that point as well. So get a hold of those transcripts and send them on over.
Great. Earlham College?
Yes, I would encourage transfer students to ask their admissions counselor. Typically at every university, there's one person in charge of working with transfer students, to ask them to put them in touch with the current transfer student, just so that you can talk about, well, what's it like to be a transfer student? I myself was a transfer student at Earlham and loved every moment of it. So as for that sort of personal connection is really important.
Great. Next, Xavier University.
As a transfer student, I know that I debated for quite a long time if transferring was the right decision for me. And I think I thought that I was failing if I was changing schools. And I think my biggest and like the best thing I could share with you is that to not be afraid to make a change if you are unhappy, or if the school just doesn't have what you need and what you're looking for. And that I think that you'll be better off, and really glad that you made that decision, even though I know that it can be challenging.
Great. And lastly, for this question, University of Dayton.
I think just because of how we kind of approach the whole affordability and financial aid piece, really having that understanding going in of that total cost to complete your degree, what scholarship opportunities might an institution provide, and what do those look like beyond your first year at that institution, so that you have the most accurate information and kind of hold the school accountable to being as transparent as they can to help you make that decision to transfer.
Great. All awesome pieces of advice. Let's move on to our next question. What is your favorite event or tradition on your campus? And we will start again at the top with Herzing University.
I would have to say Herzing University, we do a lot of giving back to our local community, especially here in Akron, Ohio, but also just throughout all of Herzing. And we have campuses all throughout the United States. One of our largest events that we have it's a back to school event. It's called the Back to School Bonanza. It's silly, but we are able to give backpacks full of school supplies to all of the kids in the area. We actually partner with the Boys and Girls Club here in Akron, and just make a great impact locally, directly around the campus area.
Awesome. Earlham College?
I would say that at Earlham, you begin your journey at Earlham, the same place you will end it. So even as a transfer student, you'll walk out the doors of Carpenter Hall on orientation day. You'll, with the other members of your class, you'll sit under the trees on our outside stage and be welcomed to college by the president, by the mayor, by other dignitaries at the college. And then however many years you're at Earlham and graduation, you'll walk out the same doors of Carpenter Hall with your graduating class, sit under the same trees, walk across the stage this time and get your diploma. So it's a lovely beginning and end at Earlham.
Great, thank you. Next, Xavier University.
My favorite thing would be going to the basketball games and sitting in the student section. Our students don't sit down until Xavier scores the first point, so there's just a lot of energy and excitement around those games.
Awesome. And lastly, University of Dayton.
Yeah, one of my favorite traditions is called Christmas on Campus. It's one of the largest single days of service on any college campus in the country. It was started about 50 years ago at a time when our students wanted to celebrate the Christmas holiday before leaving to go home for campus. And our students now at UD adopt a child from our local community for the evening, welcome them to campus. Campus turns into a winter wonderland, and the evening ends with a large mass on campus. So it's a really special evening to prepare students for the holiday season.
Awesome. All right, and I have one more question. I do want to remind our attendees, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A now, or in the next couple of minutes. But lastly, give an interesting or fun fact about your school. And we'll start again with Herzing University.
With Herzing University, our largest program area is the School of Nursing. So with our nursing, we have great other great programs and great majors, but nursing is kind of our thing, our specialty. So with that, we are committed to having instructors who have actually worked in the field. And when it comes to nursing, especially, there's the way that you hear it out of the book, and then real life sometimes, and being able to have that experience behind you to really kind of guide you through those classes. I'd say that's probably the best piece of our Akron campus.
Great. Earlham College.
So fun fact about Earlham is that even though we're a small school, we have 800 acres. So our front campus is 200 acres, our back campus is 600 acres. It includes our sports fields, a lot of trails, hiking, a creek that runs through it. We have an equestrian program. So there's a lot of space on campus that you can call your own, and most people never go back to back campus. I mean, they go back for fun. And so it's an additional part to our campus.
Great. Xavier University.
I think a fun fact is that we draw students from 48 different states. So even though we are a smaller school and we have a little less than 5,000 undergraduate students, and your average class size is just going to be right around 20, chances are you're going to be sitting next to someone who comes from a different place as you do.
Awesome. And lastly, University of Dayton.
I just think that our sense of community, community is such a buzzword on our campus. We're such a welcoming institution for all students, especially for those that transfer. And so I think just that environment, being a welcoming place for you to continue your education is something special, and hopefully can show you sometime soon in person.
Awesome. All right. So that is all we have today. I want to thank everyone for joining us, our attendees and our panelists. Thank you so much for taking the time today. As you head out, it will be a quick 4-question survey that'll appear on your screen. If you wouldn't mind filling that out, we would really appreciate it, as we're always looking to make improvements on our events. And a reminder that recordings will be available for this session, as well as recordings for all of our other sessions will be available at strivescan.com/Ohio in a few days. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the Q&A now. And if not, you're more than welcome to head out. We'll leave the room open for a few more minutes. But yeah, if you have any questions, let us know. And for our panelists, I see we do have a couple of attendees. If they hang out, and we'll keep the chat open, we'll keep the room open for them until then. But if not, if they do head out, we'll close it. But you guys are more than welcome to turn your cam off. Probably go for another like 3 minutes to get them some questions, some time for questions. Alrighty, so it doesn't look like we have any questions coming in. So I am going to go ahead and end our session a little bit early, but I do want to thank everyone again. Thank you to our panelists for joining us, and everyone enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.